Here it is. And I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie, I did open it up a little bit, but I didn't open up the box. I just opened up the box, not the box. I was like, Soxos, what is Soxos? What? You get a pin? We'll open up the big box first. Stop it. Oh, so it's like a matte. It's like a matte yellow. Very nice feeling canopy, very sturdy. That profile is mean. I like those holes, keep your ESC cool. That's cool. I like that they already have the yellow on the fins. Yeah, you gotta rock these blades because the blades match everything. We got some 690 blades here. They come with the kit. So we got our landing gear in here, battery tray rails, side frame, tail belt, of course. Oh, paper instructions. Yes, I love a paper manual. Someone's like, don't kill the trees. This looks like, all right, it looks like the tail boom goes in here. White blade holder, all right. Oh, I like the battery tray, it's kind of flexible. This boom situation here is very, I'm not gonna say unusual, but it is unusual, but I like it. We got our odds and ends. Is this candy? Okay, we got some gears in here. This kit looks like it builds pretty fast. Sorry, guys. I like everything is packaged. So instead of using like 67 bags, they just put it in one bag and separate it. Beautiful. Swashplate, radius guide. Okay, servo horns. I love this. They're just all like very different. Very different. Main shaft, all right. So we have all the contents here. Everything looks like it's here. In this setup, I will be running HLX TORQ servos, a YGE 205, and a Egodrift motor. I'm pretty excited. Dan told me his flies amazing. I want to see this thing in the air. Yeah, I'm gonna get started on this kit. I'm new to this brand. I'm new to this heli. Just looking at some info, you know. Raquel Bellet. She says the helicopter is a quick and easy build. The quality of the materials is great. In flight, the Soxos is agile, light, and precise. Okay, she's flying a heli, all right. He has an excellent response in any kind of maneuver. Okay, we got Miguel, I see you, all right. Adrian Stefan, all right, I see you. Okay, got the arms crossed. He means business out here on the flight line. Is that Leland? Marius, okay, in Germany, all right. Jan, what's up, baby? Mark, they got a nice solid team here. Thomas, okay, that's the last guy on there. I'm sure there's more people on the team, but... And here we go. Step one, any step that I do, just know that I've already cleaned the screws. I don't want to get any hate mail. You didn't clean your screws. So I'm not gonna go and tighten everything up completely until I get the frame on a piece of glass. This kit might not need it, but I'd rather just do it just in case. Got our frames just about done. I think this is step one or step A. We're gonna continue and go down to the next step. Alrighty, we are starting on step number 2. I believe this is the canopy lip. Let's see. Yes. So we're gonna put these self-tapping. I use red. Yes, I do. You got the old school where it's like blue is good enough, but then it's like, okay, cool, but some of these choppers are running 22, 23 on the head, man. You think I want to trust blue Loctite? No. I'm not gonna lock all the stuff down until I get like upper frames in. All right, boom. I think this is step 3. We got a couple things here to do. We've got 2 of these little pulleys to make. We got to put one of the pulleys on here, and then we've got to connect it all to this little thingamajiggy here. So as I said before, this is my first time building a Soxos kit, and I am enjoying it so far. Because we're going into metal. Come on, green. Okay, we'll just put a little bit there. I'm not gonna use all of that. It's like entirely too much, but just gonna put a little bit there. You wanna put a little bit here. Don't get it in the bearing, of course. Just get it right in that corner, right where the flange is. And then kind of just roll it around a little bit. We've got A, B, and C done. All right. All right, moving on. Now we have this beautiful structure to mount it to. I've cleaned the bearing and the frame part here, the metal piece. I'm gonna take a little bit of the green, just put a little bit of on there, you know? Now I'm gonna tighten these bolts down on this bearing in a kind of a star or square shape. So tighten that down a little bit, tighten that down a little bit. I'm here and I wanna match the torque on each screw so it's even. Huh, there we go. I'm back. So the next step is step number 3. I believe we're putting the main gear and some hub assembly situation together. So remember, always clean your screws. I have alcohol here, as you can see. I set them in here, let them sit. And then I have a rag where I wipe every screw off and I set them in here in this little magnetic dish here, just to ensure that they don't get mixed up with unclean screws. It's very important that Loctite adheres to the parts that you are screwing them into. Now, also too, when you put in main gears and certain type of structures like this together, it's important not to just wrench down as you go in a circular motion, because you will get that uneven setting on the part that you're screwing it to. So take your time, just screw them in. And I like to go in a star method like this, boom, 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 boom. And just a little bit of torque, not much. Boom, we got it. Awesome, so now we're on to step 4. We've got the main gear done, we've got the upper frame assembly done, and now we're going to start putting all this stuff together. When getting this belt through, it might help just to kind of pinch it a little bit and give it like a pointy to slide it through. To make sure there's no axial play. You do not want this main gear floating. They supply you with washers, so trial fit those. Man, look at that. That is amazing. When you are satisfied with that, that's game time. So here we are. We have the main gear, I believe, and assembled with the main shaft, and there's absolutely no axial play. It's not moving at all. That's what you want. However, it's very smooth. Nothing is binding up in there, and it's just ice smooth. This is a pretty easy step. This comes already assembled, so you're good there. All right, there we got it. Step 5 completed. We are on to step 6. We just finished that. So now we're gonna put it inside the upper frame here. We've already got the belt installed, so let's slip this in. That is butter. Gear mesh is like perfect. So far, whatever factory, wherever they're sourcing their parts from, everything fits perfectly. There is no weirdness. Everything just locks down perfectly. It's kind of cool, actually. Cool, here we go. Next step. So step 7 is where we put the upper frame or the upper frame assembly and mount it to the bottom frames. Because I did not tighten up all these screws all the way, just to make sure everything was straight, I'm gonna put it on a piece of glass just to make sure I'm pressing down and making sure everything is level. One of the hacks is don't put red Loctite on these screws going into the frame where they join. If you have a crash, you want it to break away and not break off into here. So you want it to kind of shear away from here. I don't have any plans on crashing, but things happen. The way they have this design, you really can't mess this up. Boom. Perfect. Nothing's wobbling. Everything seems to be straight. Cool. This thing is going together quick. All right, we're on to step 8. I'm gonna have my Aero Panda here just to watch me do this step. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just doing it, don't judge me. This part comes assembled as is without the spring. So it's just in here, just kind of chilling. What you should do is pop this out, drop the spring inside this little lever, and then you wanna pop this back in here like this. Come on, buddy, get in there. Then you wanna slide it into this assembly here. Then put your screws in. Do not over tighten, please. You just want to make sure that can move freely in there. Am I doing okay, Panda? All right, cool. There it is. One thing I do like about this kit is that there are no surprises. It's not like, oh man, why didn't they do this? Or, you know, so far. But everything seems to be pretty much straightforward and easy and plain to see in the instructions. Good job, guys. This is where we take the ESC tray that we actually just made, and we're gonna drop it into the frames. So the tray slides in. Okay, I didn't notice that these had top rails. I thought these rails were for the actual battery tray. They are not, they're for the ESC tray. So it literally just slides in, pops in. I mean, this goes together too easy. Perfect. Slid straight into the rails, bolted in, the screws went in, no problem. Didn't have to wiggle anything, do anything too crazy, and looks good. All right, let's move on to the next step. Look through all of these. Make sure that you have the one that fits your particular servo brand. If it doesn't just kind of just slide down onto the spline there, if it doesn't don't force it. Because if you force it, it might be the wrong one. 25 fits mine. So it snaps on and you can turn the servo and it's locked in. So make sure you do that spline number assigned and put on each servo before you put the servos in. We're on step 10. If you're not familiar with the T-Box, pick them up, but they work with the TORQ servos. When you're able to program servos and servo centers and neutrals and all that stuff, it just makes your life a lot easier as far as setup. So I do this typically outside of the bird, but you can do it in the bird if you want. But I bought these from Rick. Rick is on HeliDirect, and he has a website where he sells these, they're like these little plexiglass guides. So you can test and see where exactly neutral is. Sometimes it's hard to eyeball these. Sometimes you can find it. Sometimes you look up and you're exactly right. But with this setup, you are able to fine tune each servo, lock in neutral, and make sure it's exactly geometrically perfect. Simply put the battery in, and then you put the servo, the TORQ servo in, and immediately it lit up at 760. I program all my servos to 760, and then what I do is if you move this little knob here, it turns the servo a little bit to the left. See it moving? Boom. I think that's it. Locks it in. So when you power up, this is 0 on your Swashplate. So now that we have that locked in, I'm gonna do this with all 3 servos before I put them in the frame. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next step, which is 10, but this is part of 10. I really like the holes they put in the frame so you can literally get to anything. This doesn't say it in the manual, but I would suggest doing this to keep the servo wires away from this gear here. I would just line it up on the bottom of the servo and put some double-sided tape on there just to make sure it's safe. There we go. We have all the servos in. If you look really closely, you can see that little space in between, so they're not touching. Perfect. So if you're using TORQ servos, you're probably gonna have to use 9.5 block here. All right, on to the next one. All right, we are on to step 11. We kind of started on this step a little bit beforehand, but it was unofficial. Now we are officially official. There we have it. Soxos Strike 7.1 Swashplate. Here's the part that pretty much I don't think anyone likes to do. Oh man, ball links, theworst.com. Oh. There it is. Got the Swashplate on there. Swashplate guide, 90 degrees, looking good. On this assembly, it makes it very clear in the instructions that you want to put thread locker here on these insides of these bearing blocks. I will have you know that every part that I put together, I clean with brake cleaner first to get all the oils and residues off. So I went through and cleaned everything, got my screws clean, everything's clean. So when you do put that green Loctite on there, it stays really well. So here we go. Alrighty. Ooh, that's nice and smooth. We got A done. A is done. All right, let's move on to B. I'm going to be using the Egodrift 4530 HT 550 kV. This is called a beast. Shouts out to Vincent, Benke, Greg Ringel, Nick Wisdom, everyone who flies these. Needless to say, it puts out power if you've ever seen any of these guys fly. All right, there you go. B is done from step 12. All right, we are done with 12. And I'm gonna set my gear mesh a little bit later. That's just something I wanna concentrate on, and I don't wanna be in assembly mode when I do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next step, but come back to this a little bit later. All right, I was about to go into the next step and forgot to put the last little piece on. This little, whatever this is, fly bar holder thing. We are on to step 13. We're building the head. This is my favorite part, but I just like to build heads. So yeah, here we go. All right, so here's the head, it's done. Everything's running smooth. Everything feels nice and smooth and silky. And yeah, on to the next step. We are back. So we are on page 14, step 14. We are putting the head on the bird. Hooray. All righty. All right, we are done. We have the head on and it's looking good. You can't see me now, but I promise you I am trying to fish the belt through the boom. My camera is not big enough to shoot all of this. Plus it's messy back here. You wouldn't want to see this. All this is clean, see? Yeah. So, I'm almost there. I think I got it. Yes, all right, got it. On to step 16. Oh man, this thing is going together awesomely. I'm going to start on this tail. If you're wondering what this is a screwdriver that I stuck in the belt here because I didn't want this to slide back in there and then I try to fish it out. Just wasn't in the mood. So that's what that is. This is cool. This whole deal here, oh my God, it's so silky smooth. This is awesome. Oh man, I cannot wait to fly this. Ultimately, it's gonna do what every other helicopter does, give you left and right rudder. But the design on this is so amazing and it's so fun, like putting this together. It's amazing. All right, we are done. With 22, I think it's 20, 21, and 22. We got the tail done. Yeah, baby. Literally, this is pretty much it. This is like 23, and then it's like 25. Like 24, but that's it. Let me just say this before I'm completely done. I have enjoyed putting this kit together. I have been in constant communication with Danny because all this is new to me. The tail is new to me. How the head is set up is new to me. That one mixing arm, I've only seen that one time when I had a 3-bladed raw. Just how this goes together is amazing. It's a good kit, man. I cannot wait to get it in the air. So let's finish. All right. I'm done with the mechanicals. Now I'm gonna do my setup. This was a pleasure. I can't wait to get this in the air. This thing looks awesome. Look at this. Oh man, that's crazy. Look at that. Alrighty. So here's the maiden flight. Not really flight. I gotta program the ESC first. And we're gonna get her up in the hover. Rock solid. Rock solid. So smooth. I'm gonna kick it up to idle up too. Woo, that thing is humming. That's 23. Oh man. Oh, this thing is nice. Climb out of it. Oh, this is amazing. This thing is so light in the air. Oh my God. Yes. 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 Yep. Yes. So smooth. I love the tail blades. You can see the yellow on the tips. Very visual. Oh, this is beautiful. I think I'm in love. Man, this thing flies good. Oh, okay, I think I'm gonna put the canopy on. That was a great first maiden flight. Out of the box, perfect hover. A couple times I was hands off. You couldn't see that, but I was hands off. It's very light, it's very agile. Of course, I don't have the canopy on, so it's a little bit extra weight. It's not hauling around. Very stable. I wanted to fly around, but I don't have a cameraman here with me today. I might have to ask a buddy down there if he'll film for me, but yeah, 2 thumbs up. For the price point, which you get the engineering and not have to worry about stuff being out of line, it just works. Great kit, great stuff. Soxos Strike 7.1. Yeah, available at HeliDirect.